you can count on starts with breaking news.
And we are indeed following breaking news out of Warren County, Pennsylvania tonight. After spending the last 10 days on the run, Pennsylvania State Police announcing that the manhunt for escaped Warren County inmate Michael Burham is over. We're told authorities took him into custody at gunpoint around 5:50 p.m. Police say a dog barking in an area not far from the prison alerted one of its owners this afternoon. A man then encountered Burham and left with his wife and then called police. Within 2 hours, the U.S. Marshals, along with Border Patrol and PSP troopers, captured him in a wooded area. Police did find bags with some ammunition in it. Police are now processing Burham and say he will not be returned to the Warren County prison. It's unclear where he will be held. Burham was jailed on burglary and kidnapping charges. He's also a suspect in a murder. Investigators are still trying to determine if he had any help in his escape. In a statement, the Board of Commissioners of Warren County expressed their deepest regret for that incident at the Warren County Prison and applauded local, state, and federal law enforcement in tracking down and eventually arresting Burham. In a statement, they said in part, quote, "Moving forward, the Prison Board is committed to enhancing the quality and effectiveness of our prison management systems. This commitment includes undertaking a rigorous investigation into the circumstances that led to this escape and implementing necessary reforms to avoid future incidents." In other news tonight, Pennsylvania State Police say the body of 44-year-old Daryl Vincent Lee of Johnstown was found on the side of Route 403 in East Wheatfield Township, Indiana County, early Friday morning. Troopers say Lee was shot once and his death is believed to be a homicide. Route 403 was shut down for several hours between Route 711 and the Coopersdale homes while police investigated. District Attorney Greg Niebauer says other entities in the county are involved in that investigation since the body was found so close to the Cambria County line. If you have any information, call PSP Indiana at 724-357-1960. Firefighters from 8 fire companies in Center, Clearfield, and Clinton counties had their hands full battling a house fire located on Old Route 220 Road in Boggs Township near Milesburg around 5:25 Friday evening. As you can see in these photos, the fire spread across the entire house and also destroyed a car inside the garage and a camper in the driveway. It's not known what caused that fire to start or if anybody at that home was hurt. Stay with 6 News on air and online as we work to learn more on this story. Thankfully, no one was hurt following a 2-car crash at the intersection of Front and Presque Isle Streets in Phillipsburg, which happened just before 2 o'clock this afternoon. According to witnesses on scene, the young driver of the dark SUV wasn't paying attention while making a left turn, hitting a red minivan traveling in the opposite direction with several people inside. We're told fire and EMS crews were able to get there fast as they were taking part in the Heritage Days parade, but left a short time later. If you're planning on traveling the Pennsylvania Turnpike tonight and into early Sunday morning, listen up. That's because the westbound lanes are now closed between the Breezewood and the New Stanton interchanges and will not be back open until tomorrow morning. We're told this will allow workers to remove a tractor trailer that crashed Monday night at mile marker 103. That stretch of highway closed at 11 p.m. tonight and won't reopen until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. You can either avoid the area altogether or plan ahead for the more than 100-mile detour. We now know the identity of a man killed in a car crash on I-80 westbound in Center County around 6:30 Thursday evening. The coroner's office identifying him as 31-year-old Ilkham Kunisov of Philadelphia. The Center County coroner's office says he died from multiple blunt force trauma and has since ruled his death accidental.
Well, after a couple of showers and thunderstorms, it looks like maybe some more to come as we head into the evening hours. Through 6 p.m., we'll see 83 degrees, some clouds, actually maybe even a little bit better chance of a shower or thunderstorm as we work into about 8 and 10 p.m. Temperature is going to be in the 70s. A bit on the muggy side, too, for your Saturday evening. I'll let you know if things stay dry as we head into Sunday or if we've got a wet down on the way. That's coming up in my full forecast.
All right, Jonathan, thanks so much. LGBTQ plus pride was on display at Central Park in downtown Johnstown this evening. The event is called Ready, Set, Pride. While the rain did put some of a damper on celebrations tonight, it did not stop people from enjoying the live entertainment along with food and retail vendors along with other activities. The outdoor event wrapped up at 9 o'clock this evening with an after party taking place at Lucy's Place, which started at 11 o'clock. Several people were swinging for the fences this afternoon at Highland Regional Baseball Park today, all to raise money for Swings of Hope, a nonprofit started by 6 News chief meteorologist Tony Martin's son, Gino. We're told it's the organization's first fundraising event. The money raised will help Cops for Kids with Cancer, along with helping to cover the cost of food, gas, hotels, and other expenses for families who are traveling great distances for pediatric cancer treatments, along with helping families in rural areas get better health care options.
So I want to thank everybody for coming out today. We had an amazing turnout for our first ever fundraiser, and doing what Gino wanted to do. We didn't know what to expect as far as how many people were going to come, how many people were going to participate, how many people were going to donate, and we can't thank everybody enough for what was donated and what was given today. There's going to be families down the road that are going to appreciate this so much. That's exactly what we wanted to start doing.
Great organization that Gino put together. Congratulations to him. Now we're told Gino will be a sophomore at Richland High School, and he did undergo surgery in Boston earlier this year to have a brain tumor removed. That surgery was a success, we're happy to tell you, and Gino is now 100% cancer-free. We're told this event will be held next year, and they are also planning future fundraisers for this fall and possibly this winter. Nearly 150 motorcyclists took to the streets of Wynberg today to show their support for and raise money for those in the community dealing with cancer. Brock Owen spoke with event organizers and those being honored and has more on this story for us tonight.
An organizer of the Motorcycle Ride for Cancer says originally the idea was to help his brother with his battle with cancer. But now it's an event that brings together hundreds of bike riders from the area for one cause. Planners say bikers come together raising money before riding their motorcycles in unison. They say the money is given to recipients to help them in their fight against cancer.
It's going to help them with medical bills, grocery bills, electric bills, utilities, whatever they need, so they have a positive future.
This year's 2 honorees are not the only ones on event coordinator Greg Smith's mind.
Run is also in my brother's memory. He lost his battle with cancer last April, but he was a heck of a fighter, and he really kicked cancer's butt.
One of the recipients this year says she has a mutation, higher the risk of cancer.
I was able to show up early for my fight, so I was able to do preventative surgery. I was able to prevent the cancer from starting. So thank you, and thanks for everyone helping me get through this.
The other says her battle is looking brighter.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer in June of last year. I've undergone chemotherapy and now starting radiation, but super blessed that everything from this point forward is now precautionary. We're doing great, and I just feel so blessed and thankful that I have all this support and love, and it's truly amazing. It really touches my heart, so thank you guys, truly.
You're very welcome, very welcome.
All right, Brock, thanks so much for that report this evening. The second annual TechCon concluded tonight at the Pascarilla Conference Center, which was hosted by the eSport Company in Johnstown. The event organizers say live music giveaways and video game competitions are a part of the event's festivities. They say $10,000 was given to local high school eSport program All-Stars. Organizers say people came from up to 4 hours away to attend this event. The eSport Company says they hope it helps provide the legitimacy of esports while helping Johnstown at the same time. The eSport Company says they hope to do more events like TechCon in the future. Teens and young adults are in South Florida listening to what the GOP presidential hopefuls have to say. We'll tell you who they say they're voting for next.
News at 11. Coverage you can count on.
Young conservatives from all across the country are gathering in West Palm Beach, Florida this weekend for the annual Turning Point USA Conference. Hundreds are in attendance to hear from presidential hopefuls, including former President Donald Trump. Stephanie Valderrama from our sister station in West Palm Beach was there for the first day of the two-day event.
Former President Donald Trump, presidential hopeful Vivek Ramaswamy, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, and former Fox News host Tucker Carlson, among those headlining day one of Turning Point USA in West Palm Beach. Not on the lineup, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Some young conservatives we spoke to already have their minds made up about who they are going to throw their support behind in what's shaping up to be a very contested GOP presidential primary. Eager to get involved in our country's democratic process, Jaden Antropov from Palm Beach County, Florida. He's not of voting age just yet, but he'll be encouraging his family and friends to vote for the candidate who's held the job of president once already.
I would vote for Donald Trump, and if he wasn't even the top candidate nominated, I'll still vote for him as a write-in candidate.
Right now I'm leaning towards Trump. I'm a very avid Trump supporter, and that is to say that he has my vote for now.
But some other young conservatives we spoke to on Saturday are still undecided about who should be the Republican nominee, and they're willing to hear from all the candidates. A young entrepreneur, Pamela G. Noble, traveled from California with her business partner.
I mean, for me, I'm going to keep an open mind.
Some top-of-mind issues where candidates stand on abortion, gender-affirming care, and the nuclear family.
Yeah, I'm very concerned about candidates that aren't speaking about the transgender movement and what it looks like for doctors and parents and responsible caretakers to allow children that can't consent to these things to do permanent damage to their body. I think that is a huge, huge concern in America.
Another moral issue I would say that's on the ballot is just some of this transgender stuff and gay marriage. You know, marriage is defined in the Bible between a man and a woman. That's something God has instituted, so we don't get to redefine that.
Like we want to save babies, obviously, and very pro-life, but I also feel like once the baby's born, we need to protect them as well.
DeSantis spoke yesterday in Iowa before hundreds of conservatives at a family leadership conference just 6 months out from Iowa's primary election. Meantime, here in West Palm Beach, this conference continues through tomorrow with former President Donald Trump speaking again, along with another presidential hopeful, former Governor Asa Hutchinson. In West Palm Beach, I'm Stephanie Valderrama.
Stephanie, thanks so much. President Biden's re-election campaign is off to a strong start with more than $77 million in cash on hand, with the majority of those funds, which is $72 million, raised within the first 3 months since the president launched his bid back in April. Within that same time frame, former President Trump finished raising more than $35 million. In their announcement on Friday, Biden's campaign attributed the major haul to roughly 400,000 individual donors.
While Republicans are burning through resources in a divisive primary focused on who can take the most extreme MAGA positions, we are significantly outraising every single one of them, because our team's strength is our grassroots supporters.
That announcement came a day before the Federal Election Commission's fundraising filing deadline. Official figures will be published afterwards. Former Vice President Mike Pence raised less than $1.2 million for his presidential bid during the second quarter of this year. That, according to the Washington Post, citing a campaign aide. Pence did not announce his campaign until early June, and the second quarter fundraising only covers April through the end of June, or about 3 weeks. Even so, Pence has an uphill battle as former President Trump is leading the other Republican candidates.
I would frankly relish the opportunity to be on stage, because I honestly think that the path that we struck during the Trump-Pence administration, a path of a strong national defense, American leadership in the world, a path of pro-growth policies, and at least a commitment to fiscal responsibility and a commitment to the right to life, is different than the path that the former president is on right now.
Team 6 forecast.
Well, heading through the next few days, it does look like some unsettled weather, maybe even some showers and storms for tomorrow as well. Some near normal temperatures, so that's good for the pool. And don't be too sad about the unsettled weather pattern. I mean, it is July, so we do have the mainly afternoon thunderstorms, and we will have a couple of drier stretches in there as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the futurecast into the overnight hours. After an isolated thunderstorm in the evening, there's a better risk actually overnight as a little disturbance rolls in. By about 8:30 p.m., we see Indiana, as well as Johnstown, Ligonier, Somerset, maybe some downpours there. And most of those, I think, clear shortly after midnight and into early on Sunday. You're probably waking up with just a stray shower or two for tomorrow morning. Then notice maybe a couple of popcorn showers and thunderstorms blowing up here through the lunchtime hours into about 2:45 on the futurecast. But temperatures looking okay with an 81 at Johnstown as well as an 84 at Altoona, 84 out in Center County in State College, 84 at Huntingdon, Punxsutawney at 79, and Clarion right about 80 degrees. About 6:30 p.m. temperature still going to be hanging out at about 80 to 85 for your Sunday evening, and then into Sunday night, just a couple of patchy clouds with temperatures falling back down generally into the 60s. So kind of that ho-hum summer pattern going to be coming our way. Right around 80 degrees at 7 p.m. Again, there could be some scattered thunderstorms around, especially as we head through, say, after about 8, 9 o'clock, all the way through the overnight hours. My thinking is, although this does have a couple of showers and storms into early tomorrow morning, most of those probably dry up by the time you're waking up. Temperatures overnight settling down to about 67 at Du Bois, 67 at Punxsutawney, 67 at Indiana, Johnstown at 68, and a low of about 68 at Altoona with 69 at Huntingdon. For tomorrow, for Sunday, low to mid 80s is going to be the rule with an 84 at Altoona, 80 degrees at Du Bois, 82 at Punxsutawney, and Indiana at 82 degrees. So this is pretty much par for the course for this time of year, if not a little bit warmer than average. So again, we start mainly rain-free for Sunday, but by noontime we're at 75. There could be that, again, 40% chance of a popcorn shower storm. Shouldn't cancel your plans. And then we go with some partial clouds and maybe a stray shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon. We're up to 84 on Monday. More of the same. It looks like temperatures near 80 on Tuesday. Wednesday, near 80 degrees, near 80 on Thursday. And what's the theme here? Again, those mainly midday, afternoon type showers and thunderstorms. Could even go through Friday. Hopefully by next weekend, we could have a dry day in there by Saturday. Highs right around 77.
All right, we'll have to keep the umbrella by our sides tomorrow. Jonathan, thanks so much. Threads joins a huge crowd of social media platforms. Now there's more emphasis on the question, how many is too many? Sinclair's Janae Bowens takes a look at the saturation of social media on our society today.
About 20 years ago, we were talking about our MySpace and choosing our top 8. So many new social media platforms have been created since then. There's some people now who are fatigued by all the options.
You've got a lot of social media apps to choose from. TikTok, Threads, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, BeReal, Clubhouse, Blue Sky, Parler, Truth Social, and that's just naming a few.
I think it's a ridiculous amount because it gets to the point of being overwhelming.
The list of social media apps is way too long for Kalina Gaines.
I don't have time to sit here and check.
Between running a tutoring business and working on her doctorate, she's using her time wisely.
I have LinkedIn, I have Facebook, and I have Instagram. And at this point, that's as far as I'm venturing out.
According to the Pew Research Center, 72% of Americans use some type of social media. And according to Backlinko, a company that specializes in search engine optimization and links, the average social media user is active on 6.6 different platforms. Meanwhile, many are nervous about social media's impact.
The Surgeon General did sound the alarm. They issued multiple advisories recently around youth mental health and teen social media use.
A new study shows adults who use a lot of different social media channels are no happier or unhappier than others, but experts say you want to be mindful of how each app is making you feel. Reporting for the National Desk, I'm Janae Bowens.
And I'd have your umbrella ready, although there's just a stray shower or storm through I'd say right around sunset. As we head to sunset and beyond, there is a better chance of showers and thunderstorms coming in from the west. Could have some heavy downpours as well, so keep that in mind. 8 to 10 p.m., about a 60 to 80% chance of rain that goes through about midnight. And by the time you wake up early tomorrow morning, dwindling chances of rain as you're heading to church on Sunday morning. Temperatures about 65 to 70 there.
All right, Jonathan, thanks so much. And that's going to do it for this Saturday night edition of 6 News at 11. Saturday Night Live is coming your way next. Have a great night, everyone.